Hey guys, what's up? In this video, I'm going to be going over my mains, my averages, and my goals for 2021. So before I start, I'd like to say Happy New Year, even though it's a bit late. Sorry I haven't uploaded this video sooner, I just have been kind of lazy with making it, but it's finally here, so let's get into the first event. So to start off, for 2x2, I'm using this Valk 2. So I've been using the Valk 2 for around 2 years, and this specific one for at least over a year. It's very reliable. I should probably get a new 2x2 soon because, I don't know, using the same tube for over a year is not the best. But for 2x2, I haven't been practicing much recently. I just learned fully G1, which I don't know how I spent this long not learning it. I probably should have learned it like 3 years ago. But anyways, I finished today. So my recall is kind of bad, so right now I probably average like 2.5 maybe. But if I start practicing more, I could probably average like sub 2, and my goal by the end of the year is to average around 1.7, 1.8. For 3x3, these are the 3 cubes I've been using recently. This is the one I've been using the most. It's the ProShop RS3 2020. This is the 11M Pro. I think it's like the frost one. This is the Angstrom WRM. So I've been using this one the most recently. I need to break it in a bit more. It's still not like fully broken in, but it's pretty reliable. It's a tiny bit slow, which is good, so that means I won't overshoot. I've been using the 11M Pro like a lot just recently. I don't know, for the longest time I didn't like this cube very much as I thought it was like really like clicky. But I recently came back to it and I like it. And then this is the Angstrom WRM that like you guys all know. I love this tube. These two are probably the ones I use the second least. This one's I use the most. If I were to like go to a comp, I'd probably use this one. If not, I didn't do, I'll probably use this one. But I probably average maybe around 6.5 or 6.6 right now. Pretty good. I'm like back to what I was. It took a little break and got a bit slow, but now I'm back. And my goals for 2021 are to average. Oh, I don't know how much I can improve at 303 at this point. I feel like once you get to a certain point, you just stop improving. So my goal is just maybe average like 6.3 or 6.4, just consistently sub 6.5. And if Worlds happen, I will definitely be going, and I'd like to make finals. For 4x4, this is the MGC 4x4. This is by far the best 4x4 in the market, in my opinion. It's super good. It's really crunchy, smooth, and fast, and it's basically like the perfect 4x4 for me. So I've been doing a lot of 4x4 recently. Actually, today I got my PB average of 5 and PB average of 12. It was like a mid 28 average of 5 and a mid 29 average of 12, which are both very good for me. So I probably average maybe around 32, maybe anywhere from like 31 to 33. Kind of inconsistent. I'd probably just say like 32. And my goal for the end of 2020 is to average maybe around 28 seconds, maybe 27. I think that seems pretty doable. For 5x5, I use this Valk 5, although it is pretty slow right now because I haven't used it in a bit. I haven't practiced 5x5 in maybe a few weeks, so it's pretty slow. But I am getting an MGC soon, so that might be my main. Because this one's, it's good, but it's like, I don't know, I've tried like an MGC before and I really liked it. But for 5x5, right now I probably average maybe like 106. Like when I don't practice, which I haven't been practicing, I average like 106, 107. When I do practice, I average like 104, 105. And my goal for the end of 2021 is to average sub 1 at the least. For 6x6, I use the YJ MGC. This is basically like the only good 6x6 on the market, except for the Shadow V2. I've heard that one's pretty good, but I don't have that, and I have this, and it's really good. I've been using this specific one for almost a whole year. It's so surprising that there's been like a good 6x6 for over a year after the Shadow. But yeah, I've been doing a bit of 6x6 recently, and I'd probably say my global is probably anywhere from like 215 to 210, like probably sub 215. And my goal by the end of 2021 is to average sub 2. For my least favorite event, we have 7x7. I just do not enjoy practicing the event, mostly because I'm bad and my cube is bad. My cube's actually not even that bad, but it's just kind of slow. I use a Spark for 7x7. I should be getting an MGC soon, so maybe that'll motivate me to practice more. And right now I probably average like 430. And by the end of 2020, I'd like to be sub 330 if possible. For one-handed, I currently use the Angstrom WRM. No backups or anything, because I just feel like this is the only cue I can turn well on. And I haven't done much muscle. I used to like grind one-handed for like a couple weeks, and I'd probably say I got to like mid to low 12. But now I probably average like high 12, low 13, because I don't really practice much. But my goal for the end of 2021 is to average sub 11.5. For Megaminx, this is the Yoo-Hoo V2M. I've had this for a while, but I just switched to it like a month ago, because I used to not be able to recognize this green for some reason, but I'm starting to practice more and like be able to recognize it more. I might get the Diane or a different Yoo-Hoo, because I heard newer batch Yoo-Hoos have a darker green, which I much prefer. Or I might get the Diane, because I've heard that's pretty dead. And I average probably around 53 or 54 seconds. Haven't practiced much recently. But my goals for the end of the year are to average sub 45. For Square One, in my opinion, one of the best side events, I use the Ancient Volt V2. I'm really looking forward to the YLM, because I really like the feeling of the Volt V2, but I'm always like hesitant for pieces to pop. But I honestly haven't been practicing much Square One. I used to like practice a lot, but I've been sort of like practicing less and less recently. It's basically just because of like my tracing accuracy. I don't know how to improve it. I always like, I don't know, I mistrace a lot. But I probably average like 8.5 at this point. I used to be sub 8, but yeah. And my goal for the end of the year is to average low 7 to sub 7. For Stube, I'm using this Aoyan that I've been using for a while now. I'm probably using this for over a year. I am getting the Gan soon, so hopefully that will become my main, because this is like a not very good Aoyan. As you can hear, it's like kind of dry. Kind of unreliable too, because it's like probably pretty dead at this point. But for Stube, this is a event I practice a decent amount. I'd probably say I average like 3.1, 3.2, maybe. And I'm hoping to average maybe like mid to high 2 by the end of the year. For clock, I use the GE clock. This is basically the only good clock on the market. The Sengsa was like okay, but this one's just like objectively better. This improved my time so much. Before I got it, I didn't really practice, and I averaged like mid 10. Now I average like mid 7. And by the end of the year, I'm hoping to be sub 6.5. For Pyraminx, I use this Bell V2. I have the GAN, but I just prefer the Bell V2 because I like how like snappy it is, and I like how stable it is, and it's pretty crunchy. It's basically like any other GE tube. And I've been doing a bit of Pyra lately, just because I want to improve, because I have an official sub 4 average, but I've never averaged sub 4. But I average sub 4 now. I probably average like 3.6 or 3.7 maybe. And my goal for the end of the year is to be sub 3. Last, but honestly probably least, is FMC. I do not practice this event whatsoever. I haven't done a solve in like, or an attempt I guess, in around 6 months. That's just, I find it kind of boring sometimes, but it doesn't really matter. With 3 tubes I could probably just use these ones. And when I used to practice, I probably averaged like 38 or 39, but now I probably average like 40s. I don't know, I haven't improved, and I just use CFOP. And my goal by the end of the year is to practice and average sub 30, I guess. So those are all my mains and averages as of 2021, and my goals. I would really like to go to a competition, like really badly. And if Worlds happens, I will go. And if you're gonna go, I'll see you there, and see you guys next time. Bye.